Hi, this is Sri from TechieTalksAI. In this Arduino UNO Q video, what I want to show is how to start fresh with a fresh board. Okay, so here I have opened a new box and kept the board here and connected to my laptop's USB. And this is an Arduino UNO Q, which has already been configured and connected to power. This is not connected to a laptop. Clear? So this is already configured. This is the fresh one, and I will show you how to configure. What you need is you need to visit Arduino.cc website or Google App Lab download. And here is the App Lab download page, Arduino CC / EN for English, UNO-Q. It has detected the operating system of my laptop, and click on this and it will download the application image, which you need to double click and install. I think this can be installed for Windows, Linux, and of course Mac. So I am starting the App Lab application, and you will get a screen like this where it has detected my existing board, which is called Q1, and a fresh board. This is USB board, which has not been configured. Okay, so when it is not configured, it will show UNO-Q as the board name. Clear? So I will unplug this board and see, it has gone. Let's wait for it to come. Okay, it has come. Now click on this icon and you will see the board configuration, board name. I will call this Q2, keyboard English US, and network setup. And we can change the network later using command line as well. This will take some time. So let's wait for a minute, and after that I'll pause the recording and come back. Okay, so software update, these are the versions. This Arduino Zephyr is the Arduino side, STM side, the system that handles the C++ execution. Then we have the Arduino App CLI, which is the command line equivalent to App Lab. Then we have the App Lab, which also gets installed into the board. Then Arduino CLI and Arduino router. So these are the things that are going to get updated. Let me click. You can fast forward the video. This video I'm recording just to document the setup process for those who are new, and even for our students who come to our lab and wanting to configure. Because once you configure this and begin using it, you may completely forget how you initially configured it. And we can also place a jumper here and start the board and do a factory reset and use the command line flash utility to reinstall. Because Linux, unlike Arduino, the problem is Linux, we may experiment by installing additional Linux applications, and later on the disk space that is available, which is 32 GB, which will get full, and then you will not have space. Like Docker containers, you can do Docker system prune to reclaim space, but still application that you install outside Docker is going to clutter the board. So maybe once in a while you may have to factory reset and reinstall it like this. Let me pause the recording. Okay, saying running the cleanup, downloading the needed containers. Please note that there is a Docker host running in this. So all the App Lab applications, Python applications, run as Docker containers, which is very interesting. And we can also run additional Docker containers. Like our previous video, we ran an Nginx web server on this and access the website. And students must get a case like this so that accidentally we don't short circuit anything on the board. We can 3D print your own custom board as well. So all our lab machines are being converted to Arduino UNO Q based CPU instead of Raspberry Pi or anything else. And one interesting thing is we can also install Arduino IDE on this and use the single board computer mode where we connect a monitor keyboard directly to this and connect an Arduino to program this. So this can program another Arduino. So that is also interesting. So it is an ideal lab machine. And the built-in Chromium browser that comes with this can handle Tinkercad, etc. So if you're teaching students on Tinkercad based 3D design or electronic design, this board itself is enough. So the advantage when compared to Raspberry Pi is you don't need an extra SD card because the memory is built into this. Only thing is you need a USB hub with the USB-C PD port. In our last video, we saw how we can run AI models on this Debian side of this board to detect objects, etc. So it is a very interesting board and it is going to be extremely popular. So we will be building a gesture-based robotic car. Okay, so where we can place such a board here and using the USB camera attached to this car, we can make the car detect objects and go towards it or avoid certain objects, etc. So intelligently navigating robotic cars we can build. So we'll be building one next week based on this. And the USB power to power this should be rated 3 amps, 5 watt, 3 amps. Okay, let me pause. Okay, board update completed successfully. So this is what you will get. Upgrade completed successfully, board update completed successfully. So there is also an internal server error, which I hope we can ignore. Okay, so our Q2 board has come. That is connected to USB. See this? Okay, so now the confusing thing is, once the board is configured, app lab will start showing, it will show 2 boards. See, this is also Q2, but one is USB and other is, let me make the screen slightly big. See here, this is the initial Q1 board, which is in this plastic casing. Then Q2 is USB connected to laptop. There is a new board, and then we have network accessed Q2. So now we can unplug this from the laptop and connect it to a power source, and it will continue to be accessible via Arduino App Lab. That is all. So here we have Debian side 2 LEDs and Arduino side 2 LEDs. So we will use the USB board, and it is looking for update. Okay, I'm clicking on it. Nothing is happening. So there are a few startup issues. Okay, so let me power cycle this. Let's wait for the board to appear. It is not detecting, so I'm going to close the App Lab and restart App Lab. Power cycling it again. Yeah, okay. Q2 has come. I have clicked on the USB connected Q2 and it is trying to set up or looking for updates. I think maybe I need to disconnect Q1. It is getting confused. Let's see. Okay, this is the username which we can't change. So password, first time we need to set up the password. So let's blink the LED. Currently you can see there is no blinking LED. And at the bottom you can see it is Arduino Q2. It's a new board. Okay, blink LED. And Python is what is controlling the speed of blinking. We can't edit. If you need to edit, you need to make a copy and edit it. So we won't change it. In a way, a good thing that the examples we are not allowed to edit. We can always refer it and easily click here to make a copy and run it. It is starting. Let's wait. And it has started. See, it's running. And if you see, the red LED for the Arduino side is blinking. Python says app started. Nothing in the serial monitor. And we can also confirm by logging in via the terminal Arduino at q2.local. That is the, if you don't know the IP address, this is how you access. And if you see Docker PS, you will see the container that is started a minute ago. And let's see if we can terminate the container from here. Container is gone. See, blinking has stopped. AppLab has detected that the application is not running. Let's click run again. Yeah, it is blinking again. Let's run this again and then stop it from here so that the Python side and the Arduino side both will get stopped. Okay, so we'll click here to stop. Okay, stopped. And that is it. We'll go over these additional examples in subsequent videos. Thank you for your time. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. See you tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye. This summer, don't let screens win. Let your child design in 3D, print their creations, and build a real obstacle-avoiding robotic car. Join online or at our Trivandrum Maker Lab. Summer starts April 6th. Book your seat now.